The Young Thug Rico case continues to get worse and worse. Gunna even officially surrendered himself into jail, turning himself in against his RICO charges with the other 28 members of YSL, including Young Thug. It was just released by Young Thug's lawyers this statement today. Young Thug's lawyers filed an emergency motion in hopes of getting him released immediately on bond. Why the urgency? Well, attorney Brian Steele says the YSL honcho is being held in total isolation in a windowless cement compartment with only a bed and toilet. He adds that the jail cell has an overhead light that remains on 24 hours a day, preventing Young Thug from getting any sleep while on the inside. Further, Steele says that Thug has no access to the media or opportunity to exercise, shave, or even have any human contact. And don't even get him started on the food menu. According to his attorney, Young Thug is getting a tray of inedible food. Steele included the quotes around the food sarcastically. While it sounds like he's basically describing a stereotypical jail cell, Steele says the conditions violate Young Thug's constitutional rights. In particular, the 8th and 14th Amendments. With Young Thug's team trying everything they can to get him released from jail, the judge in his case is not budging. Young Thug and Gunna's request for bonds were both rejected during their hearings. According to law enforcement, both rappers are among the 28 named in the Fulton County District Attorney's indictment for the RICO Act. During the court hearing, law enforcement announced that Young Thug will be facing 7 additional charges for narcotics and firearms. This was after the police raided his home on May 9th. Young Thug's lawyers tried negotiating the state's decision on Thug being denied bond. Judge Wolf finds the rapper to be a flight risk, as well as a risk of interfering with the RICO case in an attempt to committing even more felonies if released. Young Thug's attorney Brian Steele then asked the judge to reconsider, considering his client's ties to the Atlanta area. Steele also offered to take custody of the rapper's passport and suggested that he can order Young Thug to even wear an ankle monitor and confine him to his mansion. Sadly, Judge Wolf declined Steele's recommendations, citing that the risk of Young Thug possibly committing additional felonies. Both Young Thug and Gunna will remain in custody at the Fulton County Jail until further notice. Young Thug is having a very hard time being released from jail. Many online lawyers are claiming that he will not be coming back until the trial is begun and he is found innocent in this case. Now, this all started with the YSL mansion being raided with 28 members of YSL being arrested. Here's the exclusive footage of the raid. So once that raid footage was released, we had many rappers react to the situation, starting with Tekashi 6ix9ine saying things that he normally says. 6ix9ine posted several photos to his Instagram story, saying things such as, "Now bro can be himself, put that Kool-Aid on them lips," to, "I wish it was fake, the jail about to go crazy for bro," then saying, "Okay, I'm done. Nah, free sis, I mean bro." Now this is the kind of thing to be expected from 6ix9ine, but then this is where Metro Boomin jumped in to add, YSL is not a street team and has never been a team. YSL is a registered LLC and has provided countless jobs and opportunities for underprivileged people, and really just all people, cause that's how big Young Thug's heart is. He then adds to it saying, "Using song lyrics to indict a man is lame and a joke. These are the same lyrics that have made billions for these corporations over the past decade. Now I'm just waiting to see who's gonna step up and use those same resources now that the coin has turned." Or are y'all just gonna turn the other way and leave guys just how Interscope did Tupac in 1995? Now, Metro Boomin's reaction is to the official police report of Young Thug and Gunna's arrest. This is what it officially stated in the court files. The night of May 9th, breaking news was released. Rappers Young Thug and Gunna, among 28 defendants, were charged in a 56-count indictment in Fulton County. The 56-count grand jury indictment charges 28 members and associates of Young Slime Life, otherwise known as YSL. The indictment includes charges of conspiring to violate the racketeer and influenced organizations known as the RICO Act, armed robbery, and participation in criminal street activity as well. News TV captured this exclusive image of authorities taking Young Thug into custody earlier this evening. According to the 56-count indictment, Young Thug is facing charges of participation in street activity and conspiring to violate the Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act known as RICO. Gunna is also facing 1 count of conspiring to violate RICO. After reviewing the 88-page indictment, there are very serious allegations against Young Thug. In court, prosecutors say that YSL is a criminal street team that started in late 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue area of Atlanta. YSL claims affiliation with the National Red. YSL's founders were Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, aka Slime, then Walter Murphy, aka DK, then Trontavious Stevens, aka Tick. So Young Thug is accused of renting a 2014 Infiniti Q50 sedan from the car company known as Hertz, which was used in the commission of the passing of Donovan Thomas Jr., a rival street member, on January 10, 2015. According to the indictment, prosecutors allege that the 2 associates of YSL, known as Christian and Antonio, worked to get permission of Young Thug to make a second attempt on YFN Lucci while he was being jailed in Fulton County. Prosecutors say that Sergio Kitchens, known as Gunna, an associate of YSL, is accused of appearing in a video released on social media titled Fox 5 wearing a YSL pendant and slat pendant, with having lyrics in his latest song stating, "We got 1,000 rounds." Many online lawyers have stated recently that Gunna will most likely beat this case. Most of the evidence revolving around rapper Gunna is just song lyrics. Lyrics in his songs stating that he is a part of YSL, and maybe just having lyrics talking about the odd firearm. But nothing too serious, and Gunna is not tied to any street activities that have resulted in any passings or any selling. But Young Thug, on the other hand, has been getting investigated ever since his beef with YFN Lucci. Now, in the court files, it states that over the weekend of August 18th, 2019, YFN Lucci posted to his Instagram story to tell his followers on how he felt about the Young Thug new album, titled So Much Fun. While Young Thug fans had nothing but praise for the album, YFN Lucci appears to denounce the LP, calling it a total cap album. Lucci wrote to his Instagram story saying, "Boy almost went number 2 on himself in Lennox, no cap." Now, on Young Thug's song Just How It Is, he says in the lyrics, and I quote, "Last man who tried me almost got hit in Lennox. Ask the cops, ask the detectives. They know all the business." Now, it didn't take long for YFN Lucci's IG story to catch Young Thug's attention. Now, in Young Thug's own Instagram story, he didn't hold back against Lucci. In the story, Young Thug says that he would have ended YFN Lucci in the past if he didn't respect that the rapper is a family man. He says, "At YFN Lucci, if it ain't what you do for your mother and kids, I would have ended you." You can guess what he actually said. Now, this is what got the attention of the feds in the beginning, and they've been investigating it ever since. Young Thug and YFN Lucci's beef dates all the way back to 2017, when the YSL Records founder crowned himself as the new Tupac. This was after dropping one of his newest albums. Shortly after, YFN Lucci seemingly went after Young Thug. He says, "Tupac would have never wore a dress." Now, Lucci tweeted without tagging, but more reports came out of the two. This is all which led to Young Thug's current arrest and his YSL mansion being raided, as allegedly, law enforcement found new evidence stating that members of YSL were asking permission from Young Thug to go at YFN Lucci one more time, which I already did mention earlier in the video, but this is why law enforcement stepped in. They stepped in so nobody would go after YFN Lucci one more time, because who knew what could have happened if members of YSL went at Lucci one more time. Bad things could have happened. If you want to stay up to date with the YSL case, make sure you subscribe and leave a like. I'm out. Peace.